Just heard the national anthem here from the Highlander Band at Bob Sang Stadium here in Huntington, West Virginia. I'm Luke Creasy here to take you along for the ride as Hurricane visits Huntington in an MSAC clash of Class 4A opponents. Huntington comes in winners of 2 straight after dropping that season opener to Oakland in Tennessee. And Hurricane, well, they've had a tough run of it so far this year. They come in search of their first win through the Redskins. 0-3 entering tonight's matchup and have given up 40-plus points in all 3 of those contests. We've got an exciting one coming up for you because when these 2 teams meet, you can throw out the records. Anything can happen. We'll be right back here with all the action from Bob Sang Stadium on Highlander Mountaintop in Huntington, West Virginia when we return.
Digital and the Marshall Health Orthopedics High School Sports Network proudly present live high school football, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute and sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Program and Jason Elkins State Farm.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
At Food Fair, you can count on our local delis to have fresh and delicious options always available, like our best-in-town fried chicken. Stop by one of our convenient locations to get this weekly deli special while you're at it. Food Fair, conveniently fresh.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. Put the phone away, or pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Welcome back to Bob Sang Stadium here on Highlander Mountaintop. I'm Luke Creasy, your pilot for tonight's action, as Hurricane meets Huntington here on Highlander Mountaintop. The captain's out there for the Highlanders right now, who enter at 2-1 on the year. That's from left to right on your screen. Bryce Winkfield, Ethan Dalton, Christian Black, and Jeremiah Lyles. As the rest of the team runs out onto the field, the Highlanders look to be contenders in Class 4A again this year after a trip to the semifinals. And another semifinalist will be on the opposite sideline tonight, Hurricane. But these 2 teams come in on 2 different trajectories. Hurricane in a bit of a rebuilding year in their first year under Dustin Hatfield. He took over for Donnie Mays, who went back to South Charleston after a successful stint with the Redskins. They come into Huntington tonight looking for their first win of the year. It's not very often that Hurricane starts a year on a down skid like this. This in uncharted territory, at least for the last few years for the Redskins. The 3-game losing streak is their longest since 2021. And that year they started 1-3 and finished 6-5. Anything can happen here in West Virginia high school sports. Like I said, I'm Luke Creasy, taking you along for the ride, making my return behind the headset. It's been quite a few years, folks, but I am happy to be back behind the headset doing some play-by-play action on a beautiful evening here in Huntington, West Virginia. The sun has just set over the hill, a little bit of color in the sky. And right there at the 50-yard line, we're about to get started on this matchup between two of traditionally the MSAC's storied programs. A lot going on here in Huntington, and we'll have it all for you here on the Kindred Digital Network right after this.
Trey, you've got to get it together.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College, it's a step toward your future.
Trey, welcome to Mount West.
We provide the hands-on support you need with classes that fit your life.
Nice job, Trey.
At Mount West, we know you by name.
Trey Matthews.
Because here, you're more than just a number. Mount West Community and Technical College. Because you matter here.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Become a member of LIUNA and train to become a union construction worker.
I was greener than green coming into this. The trainers were amazing, and I told them, I don't know what I'm doing. And they were just super great about taking it slow and making sure I understood everything and got the book work before we did the hands-on so I could do the hands-on safely. It's going great. I got to get paid to do something that I enjoyed doing. I got to work with my hands and learn all kinds of new things. If you can be in a union, be in a union. They're going to take care of you. They're going to get you where you need to be.
Welcome back to Bob Sang Stadium. Luke Creasy here, your host, your play-by-play talent tonight. Glad you are tuned in with us and here watching on the stream, wherever you're catching that, on any of Kindred's Kindred Communications websites or Facebook pages, or over on WV Video Productions YouTube page. Captains are out on the field. And let me tell you, folks, it has turned into a gorgeous evening here on Highlander Mountaintop as we get set for the coin toss. Huntington head coach Billy Seals walking back towards the sideline, ready to get his Highlanders back into action. The Highlanders opened up the year with a loss to Oakland, Tennessee, went on the road, a tough opponent. 49-0 was the score there, but they got back on the winning track the following week right here against Martinsburg, a team that have had quite a few meetings with the Highlanders in recent years, but rarely do they come this early. It was a dandy of a game. Highlanders come out on top 22-20 to pick up their first win of the year and keep that momentum rolling as they entertained Spring Valley, who was probably not as entertained with that game. 38-7, the final score there. The Timberwolves fall big here on Highlander Mountaintop, but that moved Huntington to 2-1 entering this matchup. And I was talking to head coach Billy Seals before the game. And Huntington's as healthy as they've been all year. Lots of playmakers, and it starts with running the ball. They've got a three-headed monster up front in Mason Ramsey, Arian McPherson, and Jeremiah Lyles, one of the captains out there for the coin toss, number 77. And they lead that rushing attack. They really hand it off to just about anybody. You've got the brothers, Mayshawn Okonkwo, Trayvon Okonkwo, combined with Dante Newsome, that handle the bulk of the carries back there. And then Tavion Wilson, a threat wherever he is on the field. Hasn't thrown much this year. The Highlanders just 133 passing yards through the first 3 games of the season. But they've relied on that rushing attack and compiled over 750 yards and run for 7 scores as well. 8 touchdowns on the year for the Highlanders. The only passing touchdown, the only receiving touchdown came from Andreas Reese. He's got a team high, or second on the team, with 4 catches for 38 yards. Deuce Golden is the leading receiver for the Highlanders. As we take a look at the Redskins as well, as I mentioned, looking for their first win of the year. The offense starts with Isaiah Kutcher and A.J. Gregory, the junior-senior combo that have been a bright spot for the Redskins thus far, but it's not yet translated to wins. They opened at George Rogers Clark on the road, a 42-7 loss there to open the season, and then had 2 tough back-to-back games against Class 4A competition. They went to GW, lost 45-12, and then coming off a 45-16 loss against the Parkersburg Big Reds. That was in Hurricane last week. And their highest point total of the season, 16 points put up against the Big Reds last week. But maybe there's a little bit of momentum there to carry into this week's contest. At wideout, you've got Dylan Wyden, who leads the team with 9 receptions. He's got 153 yards on the season. But we will see some young talent from the Redskins tonight as they kind of search for their identity. Really a tough opponent for the Redskins tonight, but it's West Virginia Prep football, folks. Anything can happen. Well, if teams are out on the field, Hurricane will start with the ball tonight as Huck, captain, spots the ball at the 40, ready to get this one started. Back deep to return for the Redskins, we've got Zach Turner and Riley Armstrong. Armstrong to the near side. Zach Turner, you'll hear his name a lot tonight, to the far side. The kick is away, fielded at the 10-yard line, and Armstrong drops it but picks it up, rolls left, and he is met almost immediately by Mayshawn Okonkwo. So the Redskins will work from deep in their own territory to start this one off. Glad you're listening tonight, folks. My name is Luke Creasy, and I have the pleasure of bringing you all the action between Hurricane and Huntington this fine evening at Bob Sang Stadium on Highlander Mountaintop. Just 6 seconds rolled off the clock there on that opening kickoff. The Highlander defense out now to get set up, and hear a couple of whistles before the snap is, or the ball is set. Maybe an equipment malfunction, looks like. Hurricane player running over to the bench before this one gets started. Well, that quarterback is Isaiah Kutcher, with a back to either side. The handoff goes nowhere. There to stop it for the Highlanders is C.J. Quinn. Came flying from the second level of the defense. Makes the stop, and just like that, the Redskins deep in their own territory already behind the sticks. And Quinn, it's going to be him again in the backfield. A.J. Gregory, no room to work. And things go from bad to worse early for the Redskins. They'll set up shop. It is 3rd and 17. Ball on Hurricanes' own 4-yard line. Big third down here. Don't want to get yourself in too big of a hole early, as the snap is taken by Kuchar. Kuchar in the backfield, I should say. A little bit of a stoppage in play. Both teams look to their respective sidelines for the play call.
It is 3rd down and 17 for Huntington.
And the snap taken in the end zone, and the running back,
Number 6,
A.J. Gregory, just did get out of the end zone. That drive started at the 11. The ball right now on the 2. 4th and 19 for the Redskins, and with his heel against the back of the end zone, it's going to be Matthew Adkins. The Redskins on their backup punter tonight as he boots the ball. It takes almost a direct vertical bounce, and it's going to be dead at the 32-yard line. So good starting field position for the Highlanders. The Redskins working with their backup punter and kicker tonight, as Seth Casto out with an injury. Saw him in pregame with a boot on. So he's inactive tonight, and that forces Matthew Adkins into action. Well, it's a fresh set of downs for Huntington's initial drive. Tavion Wilson in the backfield. He's going to look to throw. That won't happen many times tonight, and maybe that's why. Right through the hands of Deuce Golden, the team's leading receiver. He's got a team-high 6 receptions for 54 yards. In the first 3 games, Tavion Wilson only threw it 37 times, completed 15 of those for 137 yards and a touchdown. Has almost as many rushing yards as he does through the air. Wilson takes the snap again. Looked like there was movement early, and the flag is going to come out. We'll wait to see which side it was on. The teams start the march backwards. No. It's going to be an encroachment on the Redskins. So after an incomplete pass on first down, they're going to move the ball up 5 yards. 2nd and 5 for the Highlanders from the Redskins' 26-yard line. 3 men in the backfield for Huntington. Looked like some motion early, but they won't blow the play dead. Instead, the handoff goes to Trayvon Okonkwo. Half of the brother set that has led the Highlander rushing attack tonight. He had a team-high 30 carries, and of the 7 rushing touchdowns for the Highlanders, Trayvon has 5 of them. He's in the backfield again, along with Dante Newsom. The handoff goes to Newsom. This time he's got some room to work with, and he will walk to pay dirt. Newsom flips the ball to the ref, and an early lead for the Highlanders. After forcing a quick 3-and-out on the defensive side, they take care of things on the offensive side of the ball. And with 9:26 to go here in this first quarter, it's a Highlander lead, 6-0, awaiting the point after attempt. We've got Zach Turner down on the field right now at about the 5-yard line as the Huntington special teams unit comes out. It's going to be Huck Captain that kicks for the Highlanders tonight. Glad to have you with us here on the Kindred Digital Network, as Huntington takes an early lead on the visiting Redskins. Tavion Wilson will be the holder for this extra point attempt coming from Huck Captain. Tavion had a night to remember against this team a year ago to open the season. We'll talk about that more in a second as the kick from Captain is up, splits the uprights, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Highlanders. Just under 3 minutes into this one, we'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, the Redskins offense back on the field.
Become a member of Liuna and train to become a union construction worker.
I never knew anything about the union. A friend gave me the application to be an apprentice. When you come to the center, you're getting paid while you learn. They expect for you to come in green. They start from the bottom and they build everybody up to a certain level. I really think it's a good opportunity for somebody, especially if you're young. The union is a place that can help you start your career, start your life, give you a little direction to where you want to go, and you can build off of that.
Welcome back to Bob Sang Stadium. I'm Luke Creasy, and I think I mentioned it before, but I'm going to wear this line out. It is a beautiful night for football here in West Virginia on top of Highlander Hill. It never gets old making the drive up that road. You see all the state champions from across a lot of different sports here for the Highlanders, and what a beautiful night for football between the Redskins and the Highlanders, who have an early 7-0 lead. It was a quick 3-and-out, -9 yards on that first drive for the Redskins. They'll look to improve on that, but Huntington's defense running around out there and doing the same thing on the offensive side of the ball. A couple carries there as it was Gavin Newsom that finished off that drive. And set to kick it off is Captain. Taken at the 15-yard line. And going to be brought down. Will be Riley Armstrong at the 25-yard line. Happy to have you with us tonight. Hurricane comes in search of its first win of the year. They've given up over 40 points in each of their first 3 contests and have yet to score more than 16. Tough going for the young Redskins as back to throw is Isaiah Kucher. Pass is going to fall incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Intended there for Tyler Lauerman. Brings up 2nd down. Back to pass again is Kucher. And he's got his target across the middle of the field, and he is met instantly by Okonkwo. That's Tanner Runyon on the reception. Coming across the middle, it's a dangerous place to catch a pass. You know, it's almost certain you're going to take a hit when you cross the middle of the field. But he hangs on to the ball, brings up 1st down. Good enough. The ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be intercepted. It's going to take a gang of Redskins to bring down the Highlander defender. That's Jeremiah Lyles. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the big man comes away with it. A fast start for the Huntington defense as they're going to work with another short field. Inside the red zone already. Up by a touchdown, less than 4 minutes into the game and threatening. Nice heads-up play by Lyles there. The 5'11" junior. That's going to be one he remembers for a long time, folks. Huntington offense back out there. Tavian Wilson takes the handoff and gives it to Mayshawn Okonkwo. One play, 6 points. Mayshawn Okonkwo gets in on the action. He entered tonight as the team's leading rusher with 192 yards. He gets 18 on that play, and it's enough for another 6 points for Huntington. That brings out Huck Captain, the freshman weighing $135, swings the right leg through the uprights and good. And Huntington doubles the lead here early in the first quarter. Redskins in trouble, but they'll get another chance on offense when we return here on Highlander Mountaintop.
Enjoy all the big games with a delicious and fresh party tray from your local food fair. Score big with a meat and cheese or veggie tray. Get a first down with a chicken salad croissant tray. Or bring home the win with a variety of wing trays. Food fair, conveniently fresh.
Attention Mountaineer Challenge Academy graduates. Specialized free training programs are available for you. Learn more at wvjobchallengeprogram.org. Another challenge for a better future.
An interception from Jeremiah Lyles. Returned inside the 20-yard line. One play later, it was Mayshawn Okonkwo reaching the end zone to double the lead for Huntington. The Highlanders up 14-0, 8:33 to go in the first quarter, and the Redskins already on their third drive of the game. The first one netted -9 yards. Did pick up a first down when they had the ball on the second drive, but tipped at the line of scrimmage by Trayvon Okonkwo, and Lyles came down with it. Redskins offense in trouble again. Stopped well behind the line of scrimmage as Kuchar is sacked, and a host of Highlanders around him. Elias King and C.J. Quinn. Quinn's been in the backfield quite a bit tonight already. They'll line it up again. 2nd and 16. As the clock rolls, it's C.J. Quinn again, and just no room for the Redskins. And Kuchar stays down a couple extra seconds after that one. Quinn was back in the backfield in a hurry, had him wrapped up, nowhere to go for the junior quarterback for Hurricane, dressed in the all-whites tonight. Huntington wearing the green jerseys, white pants as the home team. This time it's a handoff. He gets out of the backfield, and A.J. Gregory has some space to work with, gets back up near the original line of scrimmage on this drive. 3rd and 21, safe plays just to hand it off, and Gregory does the rest there. It sets up 4th and 10. And it's about all you could have asked for if you're Hurricane here on this drive. They've been pinned in deep in their own territory so far tonight. But Matthew Atkins will get a chance to punt this away. And he gets it off clean And it's going to be downed at about the 43-yard line. Andreas Reese was back deep to return that one. Never got a chance to do so. It's going to be first down for the Highlanders. This will be the longest field they've worked with so far today. Both drives prior to this had started in Redskins territory. Highlanders offense trots back out to the field. Ball at the 43-yard line, fresh set of downs, and a 2-touchdown lead for the home team. Wilson takes the snap in the shotgun, fakes the pitch, takes it himself, and he's across midfield down near the first down marker. Couple Redskins there to make the stop. One of those, Zach Turner. Already called his name a few times tonight. Just shy of the sticks. It's going to be second and a little bit less than a yard. One play, and the Highlanders are in Hurricane territory. Wilson by himself in the backfield. Some motion, and the handoff goes to Andreas Reese. He's carried the ball a few times this year. He takes the end around and gets pushed out of bounds near the 30-yard line. He's been used sparingly. Just 2 carries for 24 total yards on that play there from Andreas Reese. Darn near matched his season total. Bulk of that work in the backfield coming from Trayvon and Mayshawn Okonkwo and Dante Newsom. Wilson will handle it himself quite a bit as well, the Clemson commit. He and the Highlanders offense have a fresh set. At the 32-yard line, Wilson takes the snap, rolls right. He's going to throw, and he's got his man. It's going to be a touchdown. Andreas Reese. His second touchdown grab of the year, and everything working for the Highlanders tonight. Well, special teams unit back out there. Wilson, who just tossed the touchdown, will hold for Huck Captain. 32-yard strike for the Highlanders. And it looks like we're having some scoreboard issues here at Bob Sang Stadium. The Highlanders will await the snap. They can do no wrong on offense tonight as the hold is down, kick is up, and for the third time tonight, it's good. 21-0 Highlanders. We'll be back at Bob Sang Stadium right after this.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Everything begins with water. From our cool mountain springs to the winding streams working their way through the hills and into our rivers. Just like water, progress starts small with a vision, a plan, and an impactful project. Because when we invest in the foundation, we build stronger communities. The Thrasher Group. Building stronger communities together with you.
Well, each team has had 3 chances with the ball, and the story couldn't be any more different. The Redskins started with possession tonight, but their 3 drives go punt, interception, punt. The Highlanders, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Touchdown runs from Dante Newsom and Trayvon Okonkwo. And then Andreas Reese gets in on the action tonight. Rarely do the Highlanders go through the air, but they elect to there. It was a 32-yard strike from Wilson, the quarterback, to make it a 21-0 lead here in the first quarter. Huntington with a fast start on both sides of the ball. And that's why they have a 3-touchdown lead. I'm Luke Creasy. Happy to have you tuned in tonight for this broadcast. Out of the bullpen for me. First high school football game of this year. As the Highlanders will kick off from the 25-yard line. That 15-yard penalty, I did not see what it was thrown for, but it was, in fact, thrown and enforced against the Highlanders. That'll back the kickoff up for Huck Captain, which should translate. That's a squib kick. And Hurricane covers it up. That's Ronan Roscoe who hops on it at the 38-yard line, and it's just the kind of thing that can lead to a shift in momentum. You get a big play on offense, but you're penalized for it. Now back deep. Forced to kick off from 15 yards further. That sets the Redskins up at the 39-yard line. Offense trots out there again looking for anything. 3 drives, 2 punts, and a pick for the Redskins tonight. As Kuchar is in the backfield, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be thrown down, but gets at least a yard. And Kuchar has just had no room to work with tonight. All his options were taken away immediately. He tucks it in, steps up in the pocket, and gets about a yard. That'll set up 2nd and 9. For the Redskins, who trail 21-0. Redskins looking for their first win of the year. Handoff goes to Gregory, and it's like running into a brick wall up the middle. C.J. Quinn is just everywhere tonight for the Highlanders. He's going to look back at this film and be pretty happy with it. He has lived in the backfield, has the 210-pound junior. It brings up a 3rd down for Hurricane as their pep band plays. Not too long of a drive for Hurricane tonight, about 30 minutes up the road on I-64. These two teams very familiar with each other. As members of the MSAC, they meet yearly, and just missing out on the sack is Quinn, and Kuchar gets away, dumps it off. It's not enough for the first down, but it's better than it could have been. An open field tackle missed by Quinn. He had a free shot at the quarterback, and for the first time tonight, missed him. And the Redskins' offense appears to be staying out on the field, and why not? Playing with house money at this point. Decent crowd filling out here at Bob Sang Stadium in a game that's been dominated by Huntington so far. And on 4th down, it's Kuchar steps up. He's going to have enough for the first down. Slides at the 25-yard line and move the chains for Hurricane. That'll create a little bit of offensive momentum. The second first down picked up by Hurricane tonight. And right back at it are the Redskins. The pass goes to the far sideline. And Dylan Wyden, that's Kucher's favorite target, through the air. He takes it and moves it forward. He'll get about 6. (21-0) Huntington on a rolling clock here. Kucher back through the air. He's got a wide open man, and that's a touchdown from Kucher to Riley Armstrong. They celebrate in the end zone, and Hurricanes on the board. So after their first 3 drives yield practically nothing, Hurricane worked with a short field on its 4th drive of the night and ends up in the end zone on a touchdown from Kucher to his wide receiver. On to kick the extra point, Matthew Adkins. Riley Armstrong with the touchdown catch. I mentioned the starting kicker for Hurricane tonight, Seth Casto, out. Was seen in a walking boot. The kick is up and doinks off the left post, but it's going to be all for naught. They'll get another redo as encroachment is called against the Highlanders. So spot the ball again. It's not that much closer, but it is a little bit. Ball on the 1. Snap is back. Hold is down. Kick up and good. So Atkins gets it to go through after the encroachment penalty is called, and that trims into the Highlander lead. 21-7 with 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in this opening quarter of play between Huntington and Hurricane, 2 teams that are uber familiar with one another. They meet yearly as opponents in the MSAC. And what an entertaining matchup it was when these 2 teams met for the season opener a year ago. Both had championship aspirations entering the year, and a highly contested matchup at the home of the Redskins. 38-35 was the final score there, and it came down to the final play. Tavion Wilson, quarterback for the Highlanders this year, blocked a field goal to preserve that win. Both teams would end up making runs to the semifinals in 4A. Failed to reach the championship game. Matthew Adkins will kick off from the 40 after Hurricane gets on the board. And the men in the red hats will boot it, and that's lucky it didn't go out of bounds. And now it bounces off a Huntington player. That's going to be Hurricane ball. The short kick bounces. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but touched by a Highlander. Recovered by the Redskins and back in business. So the offense right back out there for the visitors. Kucher takes the snap, Steps up in the pocket, met immediately, and he's going to be tripped up. He loses the football. It's picked up by the Highlanders and returned to near the 45-yard line. Is that Lyles again? Yes, it is. Have a day, kid. Jeremiah Lyles has an interception and now a fumble recovery. He's putting on a highlight reel tonight, so the Highlanders get away with one there. Hurricane recovered its own kickoff, but one play later, the Highlander defense trips up the quarterback and while trying to regain his balance, loses the football. Now it's Highlander ball at the 45. Like it never happened, folks. Wilson takes the snap, hands it off, got some room to work with. Does the running back Okonkwo. That's Trayvon Okonkwo. And just like that, the Highlanders slip the field. More than enough for the first down. Inside the 40-yard line now. 2:15 on a rolling clock here in quarter number one. Handoff again goes to Okonkwo. Trucks a defender at the 25-yard line. Tumbles forward near the 20. Move the chains. A tough run by Trayvon Okonkwo. Had a team high 5 touchdowns coming into this one. No one else on the team had more than one coming in. And it's his brother Mayshawn Okonkwo that's going to take his spot in the backfield behind Travion Wilson, the multi-sport athlete committed to Clemson. Takes it himself. He throws. That's Gavin Newsom. He's going to be brought down by Lane Fayers. But not before he picks up enough for the first down. Down to the 10-yard line. Not quite first and goal. The Highlanders can get another first down inside the 1-yard line, but Wilson takes the snap, hands it off again. That's Mayshawn Okonkwo rumbling forward inside the 5. Several Redskins there to make the stop, but Tanner Runyon, the leader of the pack. Newsom comes to the sideline to take a seat. Two wide receivers up top. It's Deuce Golden and Andreas Reese, both threats to catch the ball. Wilson takes a snap, looks left. He's going to throw a jump ball up to his tight end, Max Bowren, who gives it his best shot, and it looks like he's going to draw a flag. That's surely going to go against the Redskins. Zach Turner stands 5'7". He was trying to defend the 6'4" tight end. That's going to set up a first down. Wilson takes a snap. He's looking to the far side of the end zone. Golden up, can't make the catch. That's a tough throw and catch. That pass falls incomplete. It's going to bring up, well, the Sticks crew still says third down. As does the scoreboard. We'll call it third down. Wilson in the backfield by himself. Let's see if he decides to tuck this one in himself. He does, and he's going to find 6. 4 touchdowns by 4 different Highlanders tonight, and now Wilson has one on the ground as well as through the air as the Highlanders add to their lead. Now up by 20, extra point on the way. All Highlanders on their home hill.
Number 26, Huck Captain to attack the extra point.
Huck Captain out to kick the extra point. Wilson doing a little bit of everything tonight. He'll man down the hold. Kick is up. 4 for 4. Good night for Quinn. Good night for the Highlanders already as we are nearing the end of the first quarter. Four drives, 4 touchdowns for the Highlanders, who caught a break there. It was 21-7. Hurricane had just gotten on the board and then recovered its own kickoff right before it went out of bounds, but fumbled on the next play. That set up the Highlanders around the 45-yard line after Jeremiah Lyles, the junior lineman, having himself a night. He already had a pick to his credit after a tipped ball. Now he scoops one up off the turf and runs it back to about the 45-yard line to set up that Highlander drive. Couple big runs. Dante Newsom, Trayvon Okonkwo got him down inside the red zone, and Wilson finishes it off himself. Huck Captain back to kick. From the 40 this time, he boots it. Doesn't have the strongest of legs, but does the trick there, but we're going to get a stoppage in play. The referee standing right at the 40-yard line. We'll wait to see what the call is. It's offsides against the Highlanders, so called the broadcaster jinx there. I said it was kicking off from the 40, and now here we are back at the 35. Highlanders 2-1 coming into the year, coming into this game, rather. And Captain boots it in almost to the same spot. Good kick, and it's dropped. Riley Armstrong had some room to work with along the sideline, but didn't field that cleanly and falls down on it at the 27-yard line. Not all bad for the Redskins tonight. They had a touchdown drive just a couple ago. But have turned the ball over twice tonight. Huntington +3 in the turnover category coming in. Forced 1 in the opening game of the year and had 2 takeaways against the Timberwolves last week in a 31-point victory. Up by 21 here tonight as Hurricane goes left after the handoff to Gregory. Ethan Goodson on the stop for the Highlanders. No gain on the play. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, the second quarter will begin here on Highlander Mountaintop.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Welcome back to Bob Sang Stadium. Here on Highlander Mountaintop, it's 28-7 Highlanders. At the start of the second quarter, Luke Creasy, happy to have you along for the action. And my return to the headset. Joked with my good friend Paul Swan that I was coming out of retirement, and I don't think I'd do it for anybody else, but back behind the mic. On the field, it's been pretty much all Highlanders tonight. 4 drives, all of them have ended in the end zone. Redskins have not had the same luck. 2 turnovers tonight, 2 punts. They did find the end zone after Huntington had scored the first 3 touchdowns of the night to take a 21-0 lead. Gavin Newsom and Trayvon Okonkwo had one on the ground. And then Wilson adds to the total. He hit Andreas Reese for a 32-yard strike and then takes it himself to finish off that last drive for the Highlanders. Redskins get the ball back, trailing by 3 touchdowns, but certainly a lot of game left to play. Hurricane 9-4 last year, one of the semifinalists in Class 4A. Facing a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 9, call it. On their own side of the field from the 29. The pass goes intended for Gage Robertson, but it's broken up. Great defensive play from Ethan Dalton there. And it's 3rd and 9, just like that. The Redskins in familiar territory now. The Highlander defense prowling, trying to force another 3 and out. Gregory goes in motion, and we've got some laundry on the field. Not the good kind. That's a false start. That'll make a 3rd and long even longer. And I got up at 5:15 this morning and did some laundry I forgot to finish last night. It's the kind of stuff you don't need to know about me, but they gave me a mic, so you get to hear it. That laundry cost them 5 yards. It cost me about 10 minutes this morning to fold my stuff, but that cost the Redskins 5 yards. Backs Hurricane up. And the run isn't going to go anywhere near the line to gain. It'll be 4th down from inside the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Max Boren brings up 4th down, and we'll see another punt here from the Redskins. Atkins has been a busy man tonight in relief of Seth Casto. And they couldn't look more different. Casto stands at 6'3". Matthew Atkins, about 8 inches short on that. Snap goes over his head, and trouble for the Redskins. He could have used some extra height there. That snap goes over his head, and the Highlanders are going to jump on it just a couple yards from the end zone. Bad to worse for Hurricane. Highlander defense had a size advantage. Snap goes over Atkins' head. And it's 1st and goal from the 3. No need to bring the chains down on that end of the field. The Highlanders offense trots out there. Redskins defense gets set up. Some young talent on that side of the ball. Gregory there, one of the linebackers. Also a stud in the backfield, and it's goal line defense for the Redskins, trying to come up with a stop and a play that near and dear to my heart. Looks a little bit like the tush push, if you're familiar with the NFL. Doesn't work there for the Highlanders, though. They're stopped short of the goal line, but do pick up a yard. So that cuts the field that was already short. That cuts it in half. That tells you how short it was. The snap that went over the head of the punter recovered at the 2-yard line. Now 2nd and goal from the 1 for Huntington. They'll line it up again. Wilson over top of the pile, and he's in. Touchdown, Highlanders. Mason Ramsey showing some emotion, the offensive lineman, one of the leaders on this team. Pumps his fist to the crowd as they ring their cowbells and give a holler for the home team. Huck Captain back out there for the extra point. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns now. Kick up, swing of the leg, it's good. Can't get much better than that. Huck Captain now 5 for 5 on kicks. And 90 seconds into the second quarter, Huntington adds to the lead, 35-7 now, rolling here on Highlander Mountaintop. $35-7 your score. I give a shout out to my good friend David Rhodes, who is clearly listening tonight because I just got a message calling me Luke Laundryman Creasy. I'll take it. Happy to have you tuned in, David. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate all the listeners out there tonight on this lovely evening for football. And the Highlanders probably having the best time of any of us. 35-7 in search of their 3rd consecutive win and 5th consecutive win against Hurricane. In the last 5, these have been good matchups historically. Hurricane's last win came 5 years ago in this series as Ben Lewis Marion Stevens, actually. Gotta love high school football. Sometimes numbers just change on their own, you know? It happens. My apologies if any of that family's listening. But Hurricane sets up shop at the 28-yard line after the kickoff. And it's Kuchar in the backfield again. Fakes the handoff, takes it himself up the middle. He's got a few yards. Kuchar, the leader of that Redskins offense, had thrown for 245 yards coming into tonight and also led the team in rushing. Can do it all from under center. And C.J. Quinn, called his name a few times. Well, he's knocking on the door again. Max Bourne in on the stop as well. Gregory, who had 73 yards on 33 carries coming into tonight's contest. Not much going there. It's 3rd down again for Hurricane. Some motion on the Huntington side as the defense gets set. The linebacker, Quinn, turns into an edge rusher almost, the way he's positioned. Kuchar back to throw, now steps up. He's going to be close to the first down, but what a hit. Near the line to gain. That's Trayvon Okonkwo. What a stop. Crisis averted. We almost got attacked by a wasp up here. All you listeners are lucky I didn't scream into the microphone. That came from behind my head. Shoo! You know, if high school press boxes are good for anything, it's catching sun rays and turning into an oven before kickoff, and you'd be hard-pressed not to find one with a wasp or two. The Highlanders defense still out there. This Hurricane going to go for it on 4th down. And it was 4th and short. Okonkwo made the stop and made it 4th and 1. Now call it 4th and 6. Andreas Reese back deep to receive the punt. And we've got another flag. The punt is away. It takes a Hurricane bounce. It's going to bounce inside the 35, roll down to about the 30. And the players are going to do their best to encourage it to keep rolling, but it's going to stop at about the 28-yard line. Happy to have you tuned in tonight. 35-7, Highlanders up on top of the visiting Redskins. I'm trying to take a look at scores from around the state. Lots happening tonight. As the Highlanders offense going to set up shop at the 33-yard line. Wilson takes a snap, pitches it back to Golden, finds a little bit of room on the edge, pushed out on the far sideline. A.J. Gregory makes the stop, and we have more laundry on the field. That's going to go against the Highlanders. It's going to be a holding call, and that'll back the green and gold up. Look at the scores from around Class 4A. Morgantown, the top-ranked team in the class, playing up in Connellsville, Pennsylvania tonight. They've got a 34-21 lead in the third quarter. University over top of Wheeling Park. University trying to move to 4-0 as the number 2 seed in Class 4A, 21-13. South Charleston down big to George Washington in the second quarter. The Patriots, 28-7. An 8-9 matchup of Spring Mills and Musselman. Spring Mills, the Cardinals, 14-0 at halftime. And Nitro playing up a class tonight. They've got Riverside. And the Highlanders have some room to work with. That's Andreas Reese. Turns on the burners just past midfield. And it's a long touchdown for the Highlanders. Wilson does it through the air again. 73-yard house call. After the holding penalty, the Highlanders do it through the air. Just one passing touchdown coming into tonight. They've got 2 already here in the first half. And after the point-after attempt from the Highlanders, it's 42-7. Continue looking down the scoreboard here. Nitro, a AAA team, playing up division to Riverside. They've got a 14-0 lead. Park South is on top of Parkersburg, 17-6. Washington hosting Bishop O'Connell from Virginia. They lead 14-7 in the third quarter. And Martinsburg up on Hedgesville, 50-7. Robert C. Byrd playing up a class as well. They've got Preston on the road. And they lead 21-7 at halftime. Bridgeport on top of Philip Barber. North Marion Fairmont Senior tied in the second quarter. Chapmanville currently blanking Midland Trail in the third quarter, 28-0. Elkins with a 28-10 lead over Buchanan Upshur. Oak Hill 30-3 over Shady Spring in the second quarter. Herbert Hoover 53-0 all over Lincoln County. In the second quarter, Westside has a 20-8 lead over Pikeview. Winfield hosting the McAfee County Hornets from Kentucky. The Generals up 31-0 in the third quarter. Hampshire over Grafton. Capital has a 28-0 lead over St. Albans as they look to get over 500. No score between Brooke and Indian Creek, Ohio, and Lewis County holds a 6-point advantage over East Fairmont. It's 42-7 here in Huntington. That was a rundown of your scoreboard. But it's been all Highlanders. Tavion Wilson unstoppable tonight. He's got 2 touchdowns through the air, 2 more on the ground. And that last one was a deep strike to Andreas Reese, who has 2 touchdowns tonight. And after the kickoff, Demarion Stevens that's where Hurricane will start from the 32-yard line on its own side of the field. Kusher trots back out there for Hurricane. The Highlander defense gets set. Handoff goes to Gregory. He fights forward for a couple. I was talking about the last few meetings between these two teams. Huntington's won the last 4 by scores of 38-35, 28-6, 24-21, 38-0. And Hurricanes' last win in the series came back in 2021. They took a 21-9. It was also Huntington's last losing season, and he had possession of that one, did Zach Turner, but he fumbles it. That was going to be a positive play for Hurricane, but the drop suddenly makes that look not so good. He does hop back on it. But it's 3rd and 13 with 7 minutes to go until the half. Another 3rd and long for the visiting Redskins. Snap is taken by Kusher, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. The Highlander defense is getting after it tonight, and Max Boren, who has a bigger impact on the defensive side of the ball than he does offense, in there on the stop, and it's 4th down by 35. spells another punt for the Redskins. Reese back to receive. He's had a pretty good night. On the receiving end of 2 touchdowns, has over 100 yards. And keep in mind, the Highlanders only had 133 yards through the air coming into tonight. Their most productive game was not even 60 yards through the air coming in. More than eclipsed that tonight. Davion Wilson in command of the offense this game. I talked to head coach Billy Seals before the game, and after a good week of practice, he feels they're as healthy as they have been all year. Highlanders have back-to-back wins over Martinsburg and Spring Valley. Right here on this turf, their 3rd consecutive home game. Got a good squad with championship aspirations. Another one for the 17th year head coach of the Highlanders, Billy Seals. Had a fun moment with him before the game. I walked down to greet him on the field, and I'm sporting the Tennessee Volunteers tonight. That got a good laugh out of him. Volunteers have some history with the Highlanders. Of course, Darnell Wright had a good career with Tennessee, then went on to play in the NFL. He's with the Chicago Bears now as Dante Newsome breaks the edge. That'll be a first down for the Highlanders. More laundry on the field. It's not mine, though. I took care of mine this morning. The Highlanders are going to be penalized for a hit on the play. Couldn't see if they called that maybe a block in the back or a blindside block, or no matter what they called it, it'll be 15 yards enforced from the end of the play. It is still a first down. Call it 1st and 2. That wipes out a big game for Gavin Newsom, but Wilson handles the snap and hands it off to Newsom again, and he might have more. He does. He's down to 30, the 20, the 10, 5, into the end zone for a touchdown. 51 yards for Gavin Newsom. No yellow flag on the field this time. That touchdown will stand. What a play for the Highlanders. Some more fireworks on the offensive side as we get a look at the replay here. Breaks a tackle and outruns the defense as he goes down past the 10. And Captain back out there for the extra point. Up and good. A 49-7 Highlanders all over the Redskins here in the first half. We've got 5 minutes and 54 seconds to play until the break. And it's a 42-point lead. Lots of scoring tonight for the Highlanders, and let's give you a rundown of how it happened. Newsom, who just had that 51-yard rush, started the scoring tonight. Give the Highlanders a 7-0 lead, which was doubled when Okonkwo reached the end zone on the ground. Trayvon Okonkwo. Wilson's 32-yard pass to Andreas Reese, his second touchdown toss of the year. Both of those had gone to Reese at that point. That gives the Highlanders a 21-0 lead before Hurricane cracks the scoreboard. taking advantage of a short field. On that pass to Reese, the Highlanders were called for unsportsmanlike conduct, which backed the kickoff up. It turned into a squib kick, and it was fielded at the 38-yard line. So the Redskins had a short field to work with and take advantage of it. Drove down the field, scored a touchdown as Isaiah Kusher found Riley Armstrong in the end zone. Right after that, it looked like Hurricane was going to be in position again. Recovered the kickoff after Huntington failed to field it. But a fumble on the next play, returned by Jeremiah Lyles near midfield. That added to Lyles' highlight reel tonight. He had an interception in the first quarter. That fumble recovery set up another touchdown drive, which ended in a Wilson rush to make it 28-7. And then later in the second quarter, Wilson does it again. Finds Reese for the long score. 73 yards after a holding call backed him up. Andreas Reese with another big play. That took him over 100 yards receiving on the day and had his two touchdowns to show for it. And then Gavin Newsom with the 51-yard rush to bring us where we are now, 49-7. 5:54 to go in the first half. The kick is up, and, man, that guy is consistent. Fielded around the 20-yard line. The Redskins bring it up the field. Jamel Stevens on the return. Judah Moore in on the stop for the Highlanders. As the Redskins, 5:48 to go in the first half, will have the ball again. Outside of the one touchdown drive, which again started in plus territory. Punt, interception, punt, fumble, punt. And it's Kusher looking for anything in the backfield. He'll tuck it in and take a 4-yard loss. Little game of cat and mouse back there in the backfield. Brings up second and long. Handoff goes to Gregory. It's Quinn. I'd love to know the stats on how many stops C.J. Quinn has tonight. He has been everywhere for the Highlander defense. Third down again for the Redskins. Crowd gets into it here at Bob Sang Stadium. Third consecutive week the Highlanders have been at home. As Kusher drops back to throw, it's complete. And a positive play there. Riley Armstrong takes it within a couple yards. You're in a position, why not go for it? The offense stays out on the field. It's 4th and 2. A gain of 13 on 3rd and 15. Kusher will take the snap. Gregory's behind him in the backfield. Haven't been too many running lanes for the back tonight. Redskins look over to the sideline and don't like what they see. And both teams will take a minute before this play. Happy to have you with us tonight if you're just tuning in. It's been all Highlanders here tonight. Outmatched are the Redskins, and they have been from the start. Turning up the speakers a little bit here in Bob Sang Stadium. A little jump around going on the field, trying to hype the crowd up. Huntington sidelines feeling good with a 42-point lead. Not yet to halftime. 3:49 left to go here in this second quarter. I have a feeling we'll start to see a lot of different names rolling through on the field in a game like this. So the offense after the timeout will not come back out on the field. Instead, it'll be another punt. And we have Laundry on the field. The punt is up. It takes a hurricane bounce. It's going to go down to the 35. We'll see if it stays there. Flag on the play. The officials have already picked up and put it back in their pocket, but can't see where exactly it was thrown. It's done around the time of the snap, though. The kick went down to the 35. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 40. So the penalty was against, or 41, excuse me. Was against the Redskins. Is there enough time to strike again? Some motion in the backfield, and that's going to draw a penalty flag. I had to guess that's a false start. I did take a guess, and the official confirms my suspicions. False start on the Highlanders. So that brings the line of scrimmage back to where the ball was initially, before the penalty on the Redskins, near the 36. Call it 1st and 15 for the home Highlanders. Okonkwo in motion again. Travion looking downfield. He's got Golden if he wants him. Golden makes the grab. That's going to be a touchdown if it stands. There is a penalty flag on the play. I don't see much celebration from any of the other Highlanders. So that's going to come back. A beauty of a throw from Wilson. Instead of a 69-yard touchdown pass, it's going to be 1st and 25. Talk about some change in field position. Do you take a deep shot again here on 1st and 25? We'll see. Luke Creasy here bringing in the action between Huntington and Hurricane. Wilson takes the snap, has the option, but keeps it himself. He's rolling. He's got green grass in front of him. Past midfield, down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Wilson can do no wrong here against the Redskins. You don't like a 69-yard touchdown pass? Well, how about one from 74? Wilson takes it himself on the option, kicked it into another gear as he crossed midfield. And that continues a stellar night for the Clemson commit. Wilson, the 6'3", 220-pound senior. You know, he's taking a knee to do the hold. I might be flat on my back if I just ran 74 yards. That's the difference between a D1 athlete and a guy who watches them. I give myself some credit, like any guy in their early 30s. I'm a pretty good slow-pitch softball player. Doesn't get me very far on the football field. But the Highlanders are far ahead of their competition tonight. 55-7 the score. And now we'll get the extra point. 3:13 to go. Wilson has accounted for 5 touchdowns tonight. Does the hold. Gets it down for Huck Captain, who splits the uprights yet again. 56-7. The score here in Huntington. Still some energy on that Hurricane sideline. Tough to come into Huntington for anybody. Huntington's been one of the powerhouses in West Virginia high school football the last few years. Multiple state playoff appearances, appeared in state championship games, won a championship. And Billy Seals tonight has a chance to make some history. There are 3 individuals with 137 victories at one school in Cabell County. Zelma Davis did it with Douglas. Bob Sang, the namesake for this stadium, did it at Huntington East. Billy Seals has 137 here with the Highlanders in his 17th season, going for 138 tonight. That would put him at the top of that list for most coaching victories in Cabell County at one single school. And he's creeping up the list for most victories in Cabell County high school history. 137 here with the Highlanders. He can move into second place all time, surpassing Zelma Davis, who did it at Douglas. Bob Sang at Huntington East and Huntington has 166 career wins. That's the number that Seals is chasing. Could move into second place on that list tonight. And it's certainly, with a 49-point lead in the first half, looking like it's headed that direction. Well, the Redskins do have the ball back. Had first down at the 35-yard line after a short gain on first down. The Redskins go through the air. It's to Riley Armstrong again. He's been one of Kucher's favorite targets tonight, has Riley Armstrong. That brings up third down again. At the 40-yard line, 3rd and 5. The snap goes to the running back, Gregory. I'm going to give you one guess as to who is in the backfield. And if you guess C.J. Quinn, you'd be correct. Quinn's got their number tonight. Showing out for the home Highlanders. As we get a look at the replay there. And another punt incoming for the Redskins. These drives aren't lasting very long. The offense isn't getting much rest. They're on the sidelines, and, of course, you've got guys that play both ways. This punt from Atkins, a good one. Huntington won't try and return it. It does take a hurricane bounce, rolled down, be stopped at the 31-yard line. That's 2 consecutive punts that have been down at the 31. Short field, long field, medium field, it hasn't made a difference for the Highlanders tonight. They've struck gold from just about everywhere. Seeing a lot of green grass in front of them. Few explosive plays, 3 touchdowns of over 50 yards. And that's the story tonight. Hurricane in danger of dropping to 0-4, which would match their loss total from a year ago. New quarterback in for the Highlanders. And Tavion Wilson's night, as it should be, over. Carson McDowell. 6'1", 180-pound freshman. No, junior. I'm looking at my roster sheet wrong. That's my fault. There's a flag on the play. It did go for a Huntington first down. Let's see here. Carson McDowell in at quarterback. It'll go against the Highlanders, so it'll be a bring it back to the 26. Second straight drive that Huntington has had to work from behind the sticks as we have 77 seconds left here in this first half. Snap goes to McDowell, who hands it off. That's Ethan Goodson. Takes the carry. That's his first carry of the year. We're going to see a lot of names roll through here for the Highlanders. What we like to call garbage time. Second half has the potential to be played on a rolling clock. Should both teams agree to that. We've got a rolling clock right now. Under a minute to go here in the first half. McDowell takes the snap, hands off. And that's going to be Goodson again. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. The Huntington reserves now looking at a 3rd and long. That was 2nd and 13 at the start. Good teaching moments here for young Highlanders. In a game like this, 10 seconds to run a play, and I'd be surprised if they get it off. Probably just take this into halftime. And that is indeed what they're going to do. Referees blow the whistle. It's been all Huntington here in the first half. 56-7 your score after 2 quarters of play. Both teams will trot to the locker rooms. We'll take a break, and we'll break down the first half for you when we come back here on the Kindred Digital Network.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
It's the saucy summer of barbecue at Tudor's. Tender pulled pork, smothered in 3 delicious new sauces. Sweet teriyaki, savory and thick. Carolina Gold, tangy and bold. Honey sriracha, hot and spicy. Topped with our creamy coleslaw. Sweet teriyaki, Carolina Gold, honey sriracha. Tudor's Biscuit World's pulled pork barbecue is bursting with flavor. Awesome sauce.
Bowtie Mike here, reminding you that Cardinal Chevrolet is your destination for all things automotive. We offer a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, a full-service collision center, parts and service departments, plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade. Stop by for a no-obligation appraisal. We make the deals that nobody can match because it's got the Bowtie guarantee. Hurry in. CardinalChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the Hurricane High School Marching Band.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. Put the phone away, or pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Everything begins with water. From our cool mountain springs to the winding streams working their way through the hills and into our rivers. Just like water, progress starts small, with a vision, a plan, and an impactful project. Because when we invest in the foundation, we build stronger communities. The Thrasher Group. Building stronger communities together with you.
What do I love about Mark? How much time do you have?
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the 2025 Highlander Marching Band. The band is led onto the field by drum major Chloe Garnes, under the direction of Brian Dunphy and assistant director Rebecca Atkins. The band will be performing their 2025 competition show, Brushstrokes. The band will perform in the competition at Cabell Midland High School tomorrow at 6 p.m.
To express themselves. Through design, they tell their stories and communicate their personal traditional aesthetic of a masterpiece in harmony. Pools of wonder with enchanting eyes, reflecting the calm of endless blue skies.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the Marching Highlanders. Ladies and gentlemen, a black credit card belonging to Mr. Benjamin Smith was found in the concession stand. Would Benjamin Smith please come to the press box? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the winning numbers of tonight's 50-50 raffle are 1580253. Once again.
Become a member of LIUNA and train to become a union construction worker.
Being a LIUNA member has brought me financial stability. I used to work in retail and that's not what I wanted to do. And someone came into the store and said, well, have you thought about the laborers union? I'm 25 years old. I already have a good job, a good paying job, and I'm not gonna have an abundance of college debt. You can choose what type of route and what career you want to take with what classes you take here.
Lovely to hear from the marching bands here at Bob Sang Stadium. It's halftime between Hurricane and Huntington in a blowout. It's been all Highlanders who have had 8 drives, all 8 of them. Guess where they ended up? Right in the end zone. The Highlanders lead 56-7. The Redskins had a little bit more trouble moving the ball in that first half, and we'll wait to see if they play the second half on a rolling clock. Hurricane still winless on the year. 0-3 entering tonight's contest. Huntington 2-1, looking for their 3rd straight victory and their 3rd consecutive home game. I'm Luke Creasy. Happy to have you tuned in tonight, wherever you might be listening, watching. Give you a little rundown of how it happened there in that first half, and it's been all Huntington. Tavion Wilson has accounted for 5 touchdowns. He threw 2 and has run for 3. The last one came from 74 yards out to cap the scoring in the first half. A touchdown run of 74 yards. He's thrown 2 to Andreas Reese. Thrown 2 to Andreas Reese. One came from 73 yards out. There's some explosive plays from the Highlanders offense here tonight. Gavin Newsom had a 51-yard rushing touchdown. He opened the scoring tonight. It's just been all Highlanders. Hurricane in a rebuilding year under first-year head coach Justin Hatfield. And they knew the task that at hand coming into tonight's contest. They started the year with 3 tough games. Coming off losses to GW and Parkersburg, and have yet to score more than 2 touchdowns in a game this year. Both teams back out on the field. We've got about a minute until we start this second half, so we'll step aside for a quick break and bring you second half action when we return.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Welcome back to Bob Seng Stadium here on Highlander Mountaintop. It's all going right for the home team. If you had to look back and find a mistake, the only one the average person might find was Huntington failed to field a kickoff. Hurricane picked that up. That led to the Redskins' only score tonight. Happened on a short field. Led to a touchdown drive for the Redskins. We'll wait to see if we We'll wait to see if they're going to play this one on a rolling clock in the second half. They are not going to. We'll play with the regular clock rules here in the third quarter at least. Luke Creasy here bringing you all the action between Hurricane and Huntington. Kickoff is up. Newsom has some space to work with in front of him. He's across midfield, gives a little Euro step, tries to cut back inside, but he is met by Jamel Stevens. And be a short field for the Highlanders, who haven't missed a beat coming out of halftime. Big return as we get a look at it here, up the near sideline. Tried to cut back in there, but Jamel Stevens was not going to let him slip by that time. Newsom has done some good things in all three phases today. Run, pass, return. But it would appear that that one's coming back. I looked down at my spotting chart, and if you saw the flag, you did better than me. So instead of a deep return, we got another quarterback in. That's Merrick Midkiff. Carson McDowell was able to finish out the first half, and you're going to see a lot of names roll through here for Huntington. I'll try and keep up the best I can. And sometimes when you get so far deep on a high school roster, calling names and numbers nobody's seen all year. But it is Midkiff under center. He throws, and that's going to be to Aiden Barnett, who finds the edge. Zayden Rucker there on the stop. Gain of about 2 brings up second down. Get a look at the instant replay there. Midkiff again. Tries to throw it up the middle. It's going to fall incomplete. Zayden Rucker tosses it back to the official. Spots the ball. It is third down for the Highlanders. Third down and 8. As the clock rolls, under 10 minutes to go, the Highlanders huddle. Under the lights on a Friday night. Midkiff takes the snap, drops back, Pump fakes. Now he gets rid of it, and it's going to be picked off. The Redskins have it, crossing midfield, and Ronan Roscoe is clocked as he crosses midfield. Ends up flat on his back, but he gets the last laugh. He'll trot over to the sideline. A happy defensive back there. The sophomore comes away with the pick. It's Huntington's second giveaway. They were +3 in the turnover margin coming in. And now the Redskins offense will set up shop. We'll see. Roster a lot smaller this year as Redskins drop back to throw. The toss from Kusher is over the head of Dylan Wyden. Wyden's got some good size. He was the leading receiver coming into this contest. 6'1", $175. He trots back to get in position. He's worked some out of the slot. He's come out wide. Good offensive weapon. There's a lot of young talent on this team as Kusher drops back to throw again. He's under pressure, but he has enough time to make the throw this time, but nobody home on the other end. Some miscommunication there. Riley Armstrong was the closest to it. That brings up 3rd and 10 here at the 45, right where the drive began. Third and 10. Kusher takes the snap. Looks left, has Wyden. It's not going to be enough for the first down, but it is across the 40. And, excuse me, why not? 4-down territory here. Down by 49 when you got to lose. Gregory in the backfield. We're going to have a flag, and that's going to take 4th and 5 and back it up 5 more yards. 4th and 10 now. And that's what makes tough ball games even tougher. A long night even longer. And the bus ride home just a little more uncomfortable. Kusher in the shotgun, has Gregory to his left, sends him in motion. Fires forward, just some miscommunication. Had Dylan Wyden, he cut back inside. Kusher throws it to the outside. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. $7:11 to go after the incomplete pass on 4th and 9. It was a 4th and short, got bumped back due to a false start, and here comes the Highlanders offense. Lots of new names out there. Some reserves getting some action. A quick shout out to Gianna over here. Doing lots. You can't see all she's doing, but let me tell you, she has not stopped since we kicked off. Even before that. Making sure everything fires up, getting you those replays, updating the score bug. Appreciate all she's doing over there ahead of a busy day tomorrow. This little kickoff to your weekend. Hope you've had some fun joining in. It's been all Highlanders tonight. And at some point you sound like a broken record, but the Highlanders offense and defense has just been on fire. That's the setup to a good weekend here in Huntington. Heading into an off week for the Highlanders before they return to action. They play at Capital in a couple weeks. They have a week off next week. Hurricane will go to Cabell Midland, stay in Cabell County. Cabell Midland tonight playing their second game this week after kind of a freak power outage last week. Bumped their game, which was supposed to be on Friday. Well, Cabell Midland had homecoming last week. It ended up getting bumped to Monday. It's been a long time since I've seen Monday Night Football in high school. But they played that game Monday night, and then you turn around and play another game Friday. It's a long week for those high schoolers. And it's been a long night for the Redskins defense. Handoff again. This time it's Davian Williams. The freshman seeing the field tonight. Tanner Runyon made the tackle. A lot of the same names in there on Hurricanes' side. Just trying to pull anything positive they can from this game. It's gotten just a little bit out of reach. 6:35 to go on a rolling clock here at Bob Sang Stadium. The handoff goes up the middle. Not much room to work with this time for Williams. And that'll bring up third down. The Redskins defense will get set. Forced a punt on Huntington's last drive. That was the first drive of the night that had not ended in a touchdown for the Highlanders. The second drive here, will it continue? Third down, back to pass. He's got a man deep and just overthrows the outstretched arms of Aiden Barnett. Merrick Midkiff had his guy. Just put a little bit too much mustard on that one. I said mustard, and it reminded me I never ate dinner tonight. Stevens back to receive the punt from Adkins. Actually, it's going to be the front man that takes it, and it looked like he called for a fair catch, did Lane Fairs. He calls the fair catch. He tried to pull a fast one on the officials and make a run for it, but they'll call it dead where he caught it. Step aside for a quick break here, and we'll be back with more third quarter action here on Highlander Mountaintop.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has two powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
You're good. Hurricane has flipped the field. Zach Turner on the reception. Goes across the halfway point, and it's a first down at the 40-yard line for the Redskins. Have not scored more than 16 points in the game this year. Only have 7 against the Highlanders defense tonight. Takes a snap, does Kuchar, breaks a tackle. He's throwing downfield, has a man, leaves it short. Turner had to come back to the ball, didn't quite get there. Just a bit short. Underthrew him, had to come back to the ball. Would have been a tough play had the ball been on the money, even. Isaiah Kuchar in the shotgun has a running back to his left, sends him to the right. Gregory takes the handoff, and he punches up the middle. Judah Moore, the first to get to him.
Tackle made by number 25, Judah Moore, and number 56, Cash Henry.
Cash Henry also in on the stop.
It is 3rd down and 5 for Hurricane.
Third and medium from the 35. 5 yards to go. They need the 30. The handoff goes to Gregory, and he'll have it. Runs over a defender, and he's got some green grass in front of him. Down inside the 5 and pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Landon Dixon caught up with him. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Redskins after the big play on 3rd down from A.J. Gregory. Gregory right back into the backfield. Takes the handoff. Can he finish off the drive? He is met near the goal line and pulled back. Nope. They'll have to try again. A trio of Highlanders there to meet him and prevent him from getting in the end zone. Dave McClellan, one of the first to get there, made the initial stop. To stop his forward momentum. Let's see if they can punch it in again, but Laundry before the play. I sure have filled up the laundry basket tonight. Lots of yellow on the field, and I'm not talking about the numbers or the logo.
It is 2nd down and goal for Hurricane at the 1-yard line.
It's not going to make a difference. Hurricanes at the 1. 2nd down. A crowded backfield. Kuchar hands it off. It's Gregory again, and this time he punches it across. A.J. Gregory finds the end zone late. From a yard out, and assuming the extra point will be attempted here. Don't figure they'll go for 2. Matthew Atkins called upon again. The ball spotted at the 10. Paxton Bocook, actually. The kick is up. It's good. 56-14, Hurricane cracks the scoreboard for the 2nd time after finding the end zone. We'll step aside for a quick break and more West Virginia high school football action on the other side.
Trey, you've got to get it together.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College, it's a step toward your future.
Trey, welcome to Mount West.
We provide the hands-on support you need with classes that fit your life.
Nice job, Trey.
At Mount West, we know you by name.
Trey Matthews.
Because here, you're more than just a number. Mount West Community and Technical College, because you matter here.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Well, the sky is completely dark. We had a beautiful sunset earlier. All under the lights here at Bob Sang Stadium as the boot is away. Fielded just along the sideline for the Highlanders, who will get the ball back after Hurricane reaches the end zone for a second time tonight in garbage time. Stops a string of 35 consecutive points for the Highlanders, who scored the first 3 touchdowns of the contest tonight before Hurricane answered, made it 21-7, and in the blink of an eye, things got out of hand quickly. Tavion Wilson accounted for 5 touchdowns there in the first half. Ran for 3, threw 2. And we are at the end of the third quarter. You know, why not? We'll step aside for a quick break, bring you the fourth quarter when we come back.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
The start of the fourth quarter. You're on the Highlander Mountaintop. It's a good night to be a Highlander. Tough night to be a Redskin. 56-14 your score entering the final quarter of action. A.J. Gregory punched it in to cap off that last drive. Got to feel good for Hurricane to get some points up on the board. Huntington, a team I've mentioned before tonight, but championship aspirations, and you can tell the team. The one thing you can't coach in sports is speed. Either have it or you don't, and Huntington's got a lot of it. And they've shown that off tonight with several explosive plays on the offensive side. Running the ball fast on defense. And Hurricanes had its hands full, but has handled it relatively well. You're going to get out of this game healthy. And you're going to have stuff to learn from. For a young team, that's not always a bad thing. Under the first year of the Justin Hatfield era, Hurricane, in all likelihood, going to drop to 0-4 this year. Huntington looking for its 3rd consecutive win and 5th in the series against Hurricane. 12 minutes left in this one. Huntington will start the drive. Or start the fourth quarter, from the 37. First down. Pass over the middle. Caught by Aiden Barnett. He makes a move. He's got some space to work with. And gets a couple blocks and will finally be brought down at the Hurricane 30-yard line. Aiden Barnett takes the pass from Midkiff. Does the rest himself. It's going to be a first down for the Highlanders. Continuing to move the chains. Couple substitutions come on. Rotating some bodies in there for the Highlanders. Great chance to get some younger guys some action. The pass. Number 37. I don't have him on the roster. Well, they're calling him 31. He's definitely wearing 37, though. Davion Williams. I'll go with the PA announcer. Midkiff in the backfield, takes a snap. Now looks for Kellen Reif. He's got a first down and more. Gets a block, catches the edge. He's down inside the 20, cuts back inside, and he'll be driven down into the turf at about the 5-yard line. Reif was seeing dollar signs in the end zone, but can't quite get there. It will be enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal from the 7-yard line for the Highlanders. How about Midkiff, the freshman quarterback, coming in and slinging it around a little bit? Be first and goal from the 7-yard line. Midkiff takes the snap, has a little bit of trouble handling it, gets the handoff late to the running back, cuts the edge, and finds the end zone. Esau Johnson. If you had that one on your bingo card for tonight, props to you. Esau Johnson, the Frosh running back. Reaches the end zone. And that'll bring on the extra point team. 62-14, looking to add one to that. And for the first time tonight, that kick is going to be no good. It was not the... Huntington fails on the extra point. We'll take a quick break here with 9:03 left. More action on the other side of the break.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun casual joint.
Fielded at the 20-yard line by Zach Turner. The defense, special teams unit, I should say, catches up to him. Judah Moore, the first to get there. We've got a rolling clock here in the fourth quarter. 62-14, your score. All Highlanders tonight, a big first half. We're up 56-7 at the half. Each team adds a touchdown in the third quarter. Huntington missed on the extra points. Turner again on the carry. Give a shout out to Mike and Amy Thomas tuning in tonight. And also, if nobody else listens tonight, my mother did. But happy to have you guys along for the action tonight. Mike Thomas, of course, if you know anything about sports in the area, successful coach at the middle school level. There's a lot of good for a lot of people. Kusher still in the shotgun for Hurricane. Hands off to Gregory. Tries to find the edge. Can't do it. Number 40. Another guy I don't have on the roster. We'll find out who he is here in just a second. I think that's Cash Henry. I'm getting good vibes from the booth next to me, so we're going to go with Cash Henry there. Appreciate the assist on that. As Kusher rolls to the right, looks for a lane, drops the ball, goes out of bounds, and the clock's going to continue to roll. Not. My heart just skipped a beat because I thought the wasp I killed got up and flew again. But no, false alarm. It's just a second wasp. I'm fighting my own battles here in the booth. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to a good friend of mine who used to sit in this booth all the time, Woody Woodrum, longtime voice of the Huntington Highlanders. Woody, we miss you. Kusher takes a snap, looking for anything downfield, takes it off down the field himself, has some green space in front of him, across his midfield. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Carson McDowell's going to catch up with him. The backup quarterback, also a defensive back, makes the stop. It was a foot race. Kusher couldn't break away, but there is a flag on the play. Toss that one in the laundry basket, along with the other 50 that we've seen tonight. As we sort this one out, the clock continues to roll. It's going to add some yardage onto the end of the play. So a big play gets bigger. Down inside the red zone now for the Highlanders. Ball at the 15-yard line. That'll set up 1st and 10 for the Redskins. Kusher sends a man in motion. Pass is complete. Room to work with for Riley Armstrong. He slices and dices through the defense, and that's going to be a Hurricane touchdown. Kutcher finds Armstrong again for a second time tonight. And if you're looking to take away positives for the Redskins, that's the highest point total of the season for them. Improving week by week. 7 points in the season opener. 12 against G-Dub. 16 against Parkersburg. And after a botched extra point attempt, the pass for a 2-point conversion is going to be intercepted. So that'll stop at 20, but nice looking touchdown drive there from the Redskins. Hurricane getting the offense going a little bit too little too late. 3:35 left to go in this one. We'll go ahead and step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll finish this one up.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Well, all Highlanders tonight, but 13 points, 2 scoring drives here in the second half for the Redskins, and they'll boot it away after Isaiah Kucher's touchdown to Riley Armstrong. Kellen Reif on the return for Huntington. I'm shocked that there's a flag on the play. (62-20) your score. 3:09 to go. And when they start that clock back, it will roll. Face mask the call against Hurricane. How to move the ball forward. Originally spotted at the 27, 28-yard line. Hold the phone. Are we kicking it again? Offsetting penalties. So let's just act like it never happened. Let's do it again. I'm having deja vu, are you? That kick did look a little bit different, though. A little squib kick. Hopped on at the 45-yard line. And now that clock's going to roll. Under 3 to go. This, in all likelihood, should be the final drive of the game and seal it up. New quarterback in for the Highlanders. That's Luke Christian, and we're going to go backwards. It's an incomplete pass. Christian going to run the offense this last drive. Up by 42. Clock is ticking. Pass goes over to Davion Williams, who I could have sworn was wearing number 31 in the first half. Might have switched his jersey at halftime. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of tactical approach behind that. He moves the ball forward. That's 3rd and 2. Here we go again with Luke Christian. Hands the ball off. Cuts up the middle. And no, that's definitely number 31. Davion Williams. I don't know who 37 is. That'd be enough for a first down. We're under a minute to go. I almost flipped backward in my chair. That would have made a loud thud on the air, and nobody wants to hear that. Would have made for quite a laugh for us here in the booth, though. Gavin Chips on the tackle. Under 30 seconds to play. This might be our last one of the night. There's more time on the play clock than there is the game clock. Are we going to run one more play, or are we going to let it roll out? We're going to run one more. And he's got some room to work with, does Esau Johnson, and a touchdown on the final play of the game. The clock hits 000. That kind of play won't make many friends, but going to find the end zone on the last play of the game. 68-20. And we won't kick an extra point. We're just going to go home. 68-20, your final score. The Highlanders all over the Redskins tonight. We'll be back with the postgame show right after this.
Digital and the Marshall Health Orthopedics High School Sports Network proudly present live high school football, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute and sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Program and Jason Elkins State Farm.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Everything begins with water. From our cool mountain springs to the winding streams working their way through the hills and into our rivers. Just like water, progress starts small, with a vision, a plan, and an impactful project. Because when we invest in the foundation, we build stronger communities. The Thrasher Group, building stronger communities together with you.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, it's like driving more than the length of a football field, blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why law enforcement is cracking down on people who text or use their cell phones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive.
Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives.
Don't text and drive.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. My meal of misfortune is now at Wendy's. It's pure torture with uniquely excruciating dips of dread. Enjoy the anguish.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Well, it's a good night to be a Highlander. A 68-20 victory over the Hurricane Redskins, who dropped to 0-4 on the year. Huntington improves to 3-1. That's 3 consecutive victories, all happening here on the home turf for the Highlanders. Martinsburg, Spring Valley, and Hurricane all fall victim to Huntington's ground and pound offense. Lots to show on the stat sheet tonight, but it all started with Tavion Wilson playing quarterback for the Highlanders, and he did a little bit of everything today. Ran for 3 touchdowns, threw 2 more, and the Highlanders celebrate tonight. Opened up a 56-7 lead by halftime, capped it off with a touchdown on the final play, and I can truly say from start to finish, this one was all Huntington. Hurricane had its work cut out for it tonight, just overmatched by the Highlanders, who showed off a lot of speed. But Hurricane worked from behind the sticks on its very first drive, only cracked the end zone once, but by that time, Huntington had already scored 3 times. They do add 2 touchdowns in the second half. Hit the 20-point mark for the first time this year. And that's a program that's going to get it together. Hurricane won't stay down very long. But all Highlanders tonight, they run away with it. Gavin Newsom reaches the end zone a couple different times. Trayvon Okonkwo goes in for the first half score. Jimmy Morgan's pulling on my hair back here. I don't know if that's a sign that I need to go home or what. Yeehaw! Gives me a big old yeehaw, my good buddy Jimmy Morgan. And we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Big night for the Highlanders. They do it in all 3 phases, dominate the Hurricane Redskins. They've won 5 straight in the series and improved to 3-1. Hurricane drops to 0-4. Huntington's off next week. Hurricane visits Cabell Midland. And that'll do it for us here from Bob Sang Stadium. I'm Luke Creasy. Thanks for tuning in.